Hi guys, I think I'm live now. Yeah. Hello everyone. This is Diksha, and I'm the PR manager at Gate.io. How's everyone doing? It's a new week, and welcome to my show. Welcome to my show, Cryptoindia, where I talk about a lot of exciting stuff from the Indian market and also Asian market because I live in Singapore, and I kind of I'm aware of things happening around me in Asia, also across the world, because in the end we're all working from home. And but yeah, I mean, we also have um, um, our CMO Marie, who does a show every Friday, and she likes to keep a tab and update you guys on even more exciting stuff that's happening across the world. And since she goes to a lot of events now virtually, and she has also a great network of people in the industry. So she's definitely aware about things that I may not be aware about when it comes to the global level. But yeah, I like to keep in touch with everything that's happening in India and obviously Asia, Southeast Asia to be specific. But yeah, on that note, let's start. And I think the most exciting thing that I want to start with is that one of the Indian banks, which is called the United Multi-State Credit Company, is planning to expand its banking services and allow people to loan against digital currencies. And they are doing it with the crypto banking service provider Casha. And they have established a joint venture, which is at this moment dubbed as Unicas, that aims to provide both online crypto banking services and walk-in services across its 34 branches in India. So I think it's really exciting, and who knew that this will happen in India? I mean, all the news about the ban and stuff like that. Well, I also this morning I read that one of the largest banks in Southeast Asia, DBS, is also planning to launch their own digital asset exchange. So that was very exciting because they have such a huge user base, and if they end up launching it, it's gonna be really mainstream. At least in Southeast Asia, and that'll definitely have an impact on Bitcoin and a lot of altcoins that are based in Asia, and also on a global level, it'll have a lot of impact. Now, obviously, last week we all woke up to the news of PayPal uh, allowing buying, selling, and holding of purchasing of crypto, and also they've partnered with about 24 million retailers. Sorry, they haven't partnered yet, but that's ongoing. And I think by mid next year, they end up partnering with around 24 million retailers for us to buy stuff directly in digital in Bitcoin. Well, also, we've been talking about MicroStrategy investing in Bitcoin, and there was a talk that what are they really going to talk about? What are they really going to do with these reserves that they've bought in Bitcoin? And the CEO, he said that they plan to hold this for at least 100 years, and they have no intention of selling these Bitcoins. Yeah, and they also decided to restructure its treasury in response to recent global uncertainty, looking to explore digital assets or normal assets to providing a long term store of value, and looking at a much wider outlook. Like I mean, he says 100 years, so that's quite a long plan that he's. I mean, it's I'm sure he's envisioned something really great, and yeah, and also the Ethereum network is processing more than double the transaction volume of Bitcoin, and it's on course to process 1 trillion this year by the end of this year. The third quarter DeFi boom has resulted in the ETH network processing almost more than twice the daily transaction volume of Bitcoin. Sorry, guys. I'm getting really disturbed with these notifications, and I always forget to turn them off when I start my life. Yeah, yeah, and there is several major Filecoin miners have halted or reduced their mining power since the network's mainnet launched last week. So the blame for the slowdown is Filecoin's current economic incentive model, which many miners feel is not great, and it's not in their benefit, because it does not give block rewards to miners immediately, but instead waits for about 180 days. So most of the top miner IDs have significantly reduced the amount of storage power they contributed during the testnet phase. So I think they changed the laws after they went live, after the mainnet went live, and that's why the miners are obviously not really happy. And in fact, I also read that a major miner rejected the idea that the reduced mining power wasn't was a strike or something. So yeah, I mean, it's that's what's going on after the Filecoin mainnet actually went live. So the miners are not really happy. Also, I did spoke about how 2020 has really pushed the the crypto adoption across the world, and how it's been kind of instrumental in making that happen. And it is, and more and more exciting stuff's happening as we speak, with the latest news of DBS planning to launch its crypto exchange. So on that note, there was also a crypto report that was done, which was polled, which polled a lot of founders and CEOs across 150 portfolio companies. And it has given a picture. The numbers do speak that amid the COVID-19 pandemic and the resulting economic uncertainty, Bitcoin 2020 has seen Bitcoin volatility nearing all-time lows in the last half of the year. Bitcoin has been the most less volatile this year, and as the signs of global economic slowdown have kind of increased, local currency devaluation is being feared in the emerging markets as well. So this has been a great year for crypto. And while 1 in 5 executives of the 150 companies that I said pointed to remote work and operational interruptions due to COVID as a primary challenge faced in 2020, 1 in 4 also felt that a global recession would have the greatest impact on digital assets and the currency adoption. As for and 51% of these guys, they cited compliance and regulation as in kind of a trigger to the sustainable growth that's happening in the digital asset space. A lot of respondents did also name the DeFi boom as one of the potential triggers of the digital adoption pace, the increasing pace that we saw this year. And the most bullish developments of 2020, in fact, has been the DeFi boom that we saw. And I think these 3 core factors were major, and they also some of them also contrasted the DeFi surge with the ICO bubble of 2017. I think a lot of people did that. I have read a lot of articles where a lot of people did compare it to the ICO bubble, actually, saying that it could end up dissolving like an ICO. But as we see, that was just one of the factors. There are a lot of other factors, and they clearly indicate that 2020 was a year of not a year of digital asset adoption, mainstream adoption. I mean, we're still not there, but there's so much progress that has happened, right? I mean, we really cannot ignore it. So I'm excited about it, and it's really nice to see cryptocurrency growing the way it's growing, right? And yeah, also talking about the DeFi boom, the DeFi form, the audit firms have been overwhelmed with requests because the numerous exploits in unaudited DeFi projects have also increased, and it's perhaps no surprise that audit firms have been swarmed with requests for DeFi projects. Firms such as, a lot of firms have booked clients well into 2021 with government token clones of varying quality making up of the request, and that means we will witness a lot of governance tokens as we move into 2021. So I talked about how Twitter's CEO was backing Bitcoin adoption amid the Nigerian protests that happened, and in Nigeria they were calling for the disbandment of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, which was SARS, right? Accused of a lot of things, extortion and other things, and how they are funding their protests. Bitcoin is is the way they're funding it. And the Feminist Coalition, a Nigerian activists organization, had initially started raising funds in multiple fiat currencies, found its bank accounts frozen within days because they were they were deliberately frozen and locked, and soon asked donors to divert their funds into Bitcoin, via Bitcoin to their wallets. And by October 18th, the coalition had raised more than 7.2 Bitcoin, which is about uh, 83,000 US dollars, which accounts for 44% of the total funds raised so far, which is great. So that's exciting. I mean, if you really look at the movement, it really says a lot about how Bitcoin as a currency really enabled this organization to fund for the right causes and make this happen. Otherwise, if your bank accounts get locked, there's no way you can actually raise funds and this level of funds. You can probably raise a few dollars in cash, but that's about it. Bitcoin's use in this case highlights the broader adoption, as I said, of crypto by a predominantly young tech-savvy population of Nigerians, and crypto adoption in Nigeria has grown tremendously in the last year. We've also talked about as citizens grapple with an inflationary local currency and a growing sadness look in sending remittances, cross-border payments, and the country also ranked first among African countries in peer-to-peer payments, moving $139 million in the last year, as the federal government there made plan to clear the way for blockchain adoption. Well, now that was all when it comes to news. But I also want to share that we have launched um, a crypto education series with none other than Trader Cobb, who's one of the most leading education influencers, crypto trading influencers in the world, and he's been doing some of these exciting live webinars on the link that we keep updating on our social pages, and he's also doing market scans, and right now he's doing a Gate.io market scan on Gate.io live, and the next one would be next Monday, 7 a.m. UTC. The part 4 webinar would be on Monday, 7 a.m. UTC, and other than that, there are a lot of other tutorial videos that we're sharing on our YouTube channel. So do check them out, and if you want to, just access the course, if you don't want to go live, and if you want to just access the course based on when you're available, just sign up on the page, create a recording page, and all the recordings will be there, and you can access them at your convenience. And go to our YouTube channel, like it, subscribe it, press the bell icon, and access all the Trader Cobb tutorials. There's so many videos yet to come. I'm gonna upload another exciting video just after I finish my live with you guys. So do access them, do see them. They are extremely interesting. And it's actually he's doing it live because he's really tracking the market, showing you some tricks and tips around how can you trade the best markets, and and also specifically doing it on Gate.io platform. So to tune in to access the courses, the recorded sessions, because the webinar sessions is education, pure education, but you don't really get in, everywhere. You have all the YouTube videos, but that those videos are really paid. People pay hundreds of dollars to access those videos, and he's come onto our platform to exclusively give that and customize it to our users, for our users. So do check it out, guys, and do keep a check on our social handles for any other updates. And yeah, and I'll see you next week, guys. Thanks so much. Bye.